from those early days, there were so many interesting ideas that, for one reason or another, never came to fruition. And we had all these discussions over years and years and years about a consortium. You know, wouldn't it be great if we could work together on reference questions and training materials and so on? And I look at something like Question Point and I think, we were just too early. You know, that 24/7 before that and Question Point and all these sort of statewide or national or even global collaborative reference services, we were having those ideas in 96, 97, but I had no way to articulate it, had no way to act on them, but there we were. You know, it's now taken for granted that libraries would have a digital collection. Not at all the case in 1995. It's taken for granted that libraries would respond to information questions via email and chat and all that other rest of it. Absolutely not part of the conversation. Interacting with people you can't see. Trying to figure out how to work with children. How to digitize materials and make them available. You know, it wasn't because of us those things happened, but we were among the first. We were the first place that anybody in the world could ask a reference question and get an answer. And that's now just taken for granted. So you look at a lot of things that are now pretty commonplace. And if we didn't do it first, we might have thought about it. A lot of things we didn't think about. I don't want to make it sound like we had all the answers in 1996. But I always used to say, and I still do, never underestimate the power of a group of very bright, strong-willed, articulate, passionate people, because they can move the world. And we kind of did, in ways that now perhaps seem under the surface because they're just taken for granted. And that's kind of cool. It was pretty radical stuff. You know, that's not really reference because you can't interview people face to face. And you still hear that today, but you hear it a lot less than you did in 1997 because people have done it, and they've done it successfully. And it's not the only game in town, and it doesn't work for everybody, and there's lots of reasons why it's not a great idea. But where it is, it's great. And it's incredibly empowering. We've you know, within the library community, within the wider world, I think it's very difficult to assess what the IPL has meant. But it must have been visited by multiple millions of people. It has answered many, many tens of thousands of questions for people all over the world. And it has to have helped lots of people all over the world in ways we will never know. Even its mere existence and then the things that it did. Who knows who we've inspired? Who knows who we have changed? Who knows who we have saved? You can say that about any library. But the IPL perhaps more than many because of what it is and what it's been.